It's very common for people to have connections to multiple nations through ancestry, citizenship, place of living, or whatever else, and footballers are no exception. Some nations have had an emigration of people where many of these people and their offspring have become some of the best footballers to ever play. Here are the best national teams that never existed. Algeria. Algeria unfortunately didn't make it to the 2022 World Cup. Instead, all eyes were on their neighbor Morocco, who became the first ever African squad to reach the semi-finals. Despite not qualifying, Algeria has an amazing team, and many of the best players of Algerian descent also choose to represent Algeria, but what could have been is even crazier. In goal we have Alexandre Ukidja. At left back we have Yuri Berchiche, who plays for Athletic Bilbao and previously Paris Saint-Germain and Tottenham. He is Spanish but have never been called up to the Spanish national squad, but still declines to play for Algeria. At centre back we have Mehdi Benatia, who has an Algerian mother but chooses to represent his father's nation, Morocco. I know he just retired, but hey, this is hypothetical, so what are you gonna do, sue me? The other centre half I'd pick is Benjamin Stambouli, who plays as a centre defensive mid or centre back for the Turkish club Adana Demirspor. He's French but never represented their national team at a senior level. At right back we have Youssef Attal, who currently plays for OGC Nice and the Algerian national team, or Villarreal player Aissa Mandi, who've made over 80 caps for the Algerian national team. He can play as both centre back and right back. Let's move on to the midfield. I'd go for a 3-man midfield to leave room for 3 attackers as well. I go with Fekir, Aouar and Bentaleb. Fekir represents France and the other 2 Algeria. Okay, on to the front 3. Now it gets crazy. At the right side we obviously have Riyad Mahrez. At the top we have one of the best attackers ever, Karim Benzema. As you probably know, he represented France for his whole career, but he could have played for Algeria. At left winger we have Kylian Mbappé. He actually has an Algerian mother and could have declared to play for them. Just imagine that top 3. This next one is Jamaica. This small Caribbean nation is famous for many things such as reggae, sprinting, dancehall and different types of herbs. Hardly surprising, these same genetics that led to an unmatched domination on the sprinting track produced some fast football players, but not only that, also some of the most talented players we have seen in this generation. Just listen to this back 4. We have Kyle Walker at right back, Chris Smalling and Wes Morgan as centre halves, and Danny Rose at left back. In the midfield we have Raheem Sterling, Isaac Hayden, Demarai Gray and Leon Bailey. And at the striker position we have Michael Antonio, Andre Gray, and some honourable mentions are Daniel Sturridge and Ashley Barnes. And Usain Bolt. I'm just kidding. The next one is Suriname. Some of you have probably never even heard of this small South American/Caribbean country, but they could have had an amazing national team. And what makes this the craziest one on the list in my opinion is that this is despite their population of only about 600,000 people. At left back we have Ajax player Owen Wijnaldum. He plays for the Netherlands, and as you will find out, this is actually where pretty much all the Surinamese talent on the list ended up, and that is because the Netherlands used to colonize Suriname. At centre back we have Ryan Donk, who is one of the few players on this list that has actually represented the nation of Suriname. He's in the Turkish league but has played for various clubs in Europe. The next centre back is no other than football's very own Dwayne Johnson, Virgil van Dijk. At right back I put Jairo Riedewald from Crystal Palace, who is more of a central defensive midfielder, but he has great defensive qualities. Both Van Dijk and Riedewald has represented the Netherlands. At midfield we have big Bayern Munich talent Ryan Gravenberch and no other than top player Georginio Wijnaldum, who won the Champions League and Premier League with Liverpool in 2019 and is currently in Roma. When it comes to wingers, it is actually ridiculous how many options there are. We have Ajax player Steven Bergwijn, the skillful Eljero Elia, controversial Quincy Promes, Calvin Stengs in Nice. We also have Justin Kluivert, who is currently in the Premier League side AFC Bournemouth, and also happens to be one of the Netherlands' biggest football legends, Patrick Kluivert's son. The talent hailing from this small nation is nothing short of incredible. Let's put in Edgar Davies as the coach as well to finish this off, since he is also of Surinamese descent. The next nation is Nigeria. In goal we have Francis Usoho, who's the first pick for the Nigerian national team and also plays in the Cypriot league for AC Omonia Nicosia. At right back we have Chelsea product Ola Aina, who just signed to Nottingham Forest with a previous loan spell at Fulham after being with Torino in Serie A. At centre back we have the first player who chose to represent another country, Manuel Akanji. He's an obvious pick, just last season winning the triple with Manchester City and previously to that having many successful seasons in Borussia Dortmund. As the other centre back I'd go with Fikayo Tomori, who plays for England and AC Milan. Born in Canada, he moved to England young and is also a product of the Chelsea Academy. At left back we obviously had to pick David Alaba. He needs no introduction, but born to a Nigerian father he could have declared for the Super Eagles. At defensive midfield I'd put Wilfred Ndidi, who more commonly plays as a central defensive midfielder but can also play as a centre back as well. He's a regular for the Nigerian national team and Leicester City. The other central defensive mid I'd go for is Ross Barkley. His grandfather was actually Nigerian, so he would be eligible to play. Although his career has took somewhat of a turn downwards, he's now in OGC Nice and has many great Premier League seasons in his baggage with Everton, Aston Villa and City. At the top three behind the strikers we have young English Arsenal star Bukayo Saka. We also had the German FC Bayern prospect Jamal Musiala and Arnat Danjuma or Karim Adeyemi from the Netherlands. At the top we have English Roma striker Tammy Abraham, who is actually also a Chelsea product, which seems to be very common with these Nigerian talents for some reason. And for honorable mentions we have Noah Okafor. Let's move on to the next nation, which is Ireland. Ireland could have had an amazing national team, mainly due to their citizenship rules that states that no matter where a person is born, anyone whose parent or grandparent is an Irish citizen is entitled to Irish citizenship. Combined with FIFA Article 18, which states that any person who is a naturalized citizen of a country by virtue of that country's laws shall be eligible to play for a national or representative team of that country. This basically gives this keeper we have Jordan Pickford, who plays for England. Pickford has Irish ancestry but represents England as their first choice goalkeeper. We have Aaron Cresswell at left back, Arsenal player Ben White and Everton player Michael Keane as centre backs. These three all has Irish roots but represents or have represented England at the international level. As right back we have Matt Doherty, who plays for Ireland and Wolverhampton. At centre defensive mid we have Declan Rice, who is of Irish descent through his grandparents. He was born in London but initially represented the Republic of Ireland at youth level in international competitions. He also represented Ireland in 3 friendly games. However, he later switched his international allegiance to England. The other centre mid I'd go for is Josh Onoma, who has Irish heritage but has represented England at the international level for the youth teams. At attacking mid we have Jude Bellingham. Due to an Irish-born grandparent, he's eligible for Ireland. He actually recently decided to get his Irish passport because in La Liga each club is allowed 5 non-EU players, but are only allowed to name 3 non-EU players in each matchday squad. Him being registered as Irish leaves a valuable non-EU spot to the Real Madrid team. For left wing, I'd go with Jack Grealish, who much like Declan Rice is born in England but chose to represent Ireland in the youth teams before finally choosing England at a senior level. To the right we have Leeds player Patrick Bamford, who could have played for Ireland through his family heritage. And at the striker position we have another huge name, Harry Kane. The England captain has strong Irish roots as his parental grandparents were from Galway. However, he has stated that he never had ambitions to play for any other national team than England. The next nation is Ghana. Ghana has a good national team, but it could have been way better. At goalkeeper, I'd go for Ghana international Jojo Wollacott, who plays for Hibernian in the Scottish League. At left back, we have Alphonso Davies, arguably one of the best left back prospects in the world. He decided to play for Canada, but he is born to 2 Ghanaian parents. The first centre back is German Bayern Munich legend Jerome Boateng. The other centre back I'd go with is Ethan Ampadu, only 23 years old but already has having the option to play for both England, Wales and obviously Ghana as well. At right back we have German and Red Bull Salzburg player Benjamin Henrichs. He came up in Leverkusen and was signed to Monaco back in 2018 but left for Red Bull Salzburg in 2021. At central defensive midfield we have Thomas Partey, who is one of the first players in this squad that actually is a Ghanaian international. He had a long and successful spell in Atletico Madrid before joining Arsenal in 2020. The second one is Jerome Boateng's brother, Kevin Prince Boateng, who actually plays for Ghana unlike his brother. He is 36 years old, so he probably has his best days as a footballer behind him, but he is a very well-rounded midfielder with a lot of flair that I think takes a spot in this team. We have 4 spots left up front, and now there's a ton of options. I'd pick Netherlands international Memphis Depay to the left, Callum Hudson-Odoi as a central attacking midfielder, and Nico Williams to the right. As the striker, I pick Inaki Williams. Sorry Balotelli, you had your time. That was all, thanks for watching and bye!